The Sweet Smell of Success from 1957. And I'm just going to quickly read the description here. A powerful but unethical Broadway columnist, J.J. Hunsaker, courses unscrupulous press agent Sidney Falco into breaking up his sister's romance with a jazz musician. J.J. Hunsaker is played by Burt Lancaster. Tony Curtis is Sidney Falco. This was directed by Alexander McKendrick. I've actually not seen a movie of his before, at least not that I recall. But yeah, this movie sort of blew me away completely. And I can't stop thinking about it. I've been listening to his soundtrack ever since I watched the movie. But I don't know if the movie is shot in one night entirely. I don't think it is, but all of its sequences are in the night with, first of all, a jazz soundtrack playing throughout the background of the movie, bright lights, Times Square, the energy and the hecticness of the city. That's sort of the backdrop of the entire movie. But what's really happening is this representation of this dog eat dog world where Tony Curtis, like I mentioned in the description, is trying to get ahead and will do basically anything to make his name in the world. Meanwhile, J.J. Hunsaker, played by Burt Lancaster, who's sort of this powerful, media personality, is almost sort of holding his sister back in a way that is sort of like overruling her choices to kind of preserve his own image or not let go of her, because even though he's successful and up in the ranks, he's actually really lonely. I don't think he has really anybody else. So maybe that's just coming from that place of fear and loneliness. And the movie is about the clash of these people, but really the movie is about you need to do whatever it takes to survive in this town. So it's dark in its ambition and its portrayal of the hecticness, but at the same time it's exuberant because it's so lively with this jazz soundtrack, and it's sort of fast paced that you sort of want to jump off your couch and actually be in New York City. It's sort of that almost this alluring kind of thing about something that is not good for you, but you want it bad at the same time. That's sort of what this brings out. And it took me back to that feeling that I was describing a little bit when we were talking about the framework of being in New York. I've already walked around the entire city all day, met maybe 3 groups of friends, ate at maybe 3 or 4 restaurants. I should be dead tired and in bed by midnight, but I can't go to bed. I have to go out for another lap, maybe a drink, maybe Joe's Pizza, something. And it's sort of that feeling which I know I should not be doing this, but I can't stop not doing it, even though I'm bone tired. I feel like that's what this movie represented for me. So here it is, entering my New York Hall of Fame, if you will,
Wow.
literally from a few days ago watch. Sweet Smell of Success.
Wow. So I have not seen this film, but now I definitely will add it to my queue. What was it why did you decide to watch the movie? Like, what was it that attracted you to it? I've heard of it before. It's like a film I've known about, but had not come across.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think I was some IMDb rat hole of similar movies or watching something on the Criterion channel that just dropped. And yeah, it just showed up. And then I was like, oh, I've never heard of this movie. Let me just play the trailer. And the trailer also had that same sort of dark but energetic tone to it. So I was like, okay, I got to check this out. And I added this to my list like a few weeks ago. So it wasn't really in prep of this episode, but the timing really lined up well.
Wow. Would you say the movie like represents New York in a good way, a bad way, or is it like an anti-New York slant to, like, what was sort of the spirit of the film? Was it trying to say all these things are bad, like the allure is bad, or was it ambiguous or positive? It sounds like it was a bit of both. If there's like its great soundtrack, like very positive, upbeat, versus kind of the dark stuff going on in the plot.
It's ambiguous, totally. It's on you. People are getting shit on, people are losing, people are winning, life is unfair at times and such, but at the same time, it's all exciting and you all want it, So that's sort of what New York feels to me, is that it's on you.
Mm,
How much of a piece of this forbidden fruit do you want?
mm,
You can keep pushing it, or you can have your own sort of, for lack of a better word, closeted lifestyle, if you
mm-hmm.
so choose to, So it's, yeah, I don't think it paints a picture either way. It's sort
Oh,
of,
interesting.
it's on you.
Oh, I'll have to definitely check that one out.
Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now, or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.